ഒന്ന് വെയിറ്റ് ചെയ്യട്ടോ. ഓക്കെ, അപ്പോൾ എലക്റ്റീവ് സബ്ജക്റ്റാണ് CS467 മെഷീൻ ലേണിംഗ്. ഓക്കെ, ഓക്കെ, നിങ്ങൾ അറ്റൻഡൻസ് ചാറ്റ് ബോക്സിൽ ഇട്ടോ കേട്ടോ. അറ്റൻഡൻസ് ചാറ്റ് ബോക്സിൽ ഇട്ടോ. ഓക്കെ, സ്ക്രീന് ഷെയർ ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുന്നില്ല, അതുകൊണ്ടാണ്. ഓക്കെ, ഓക്കെ, ഓക്കെ. സോ നിങ്ങൾ സിലബസ് ആദ്യം ഒന്ന് ഫെമിലറൈസ് ചെയ്യുക. ജസ്റ്റ് ഐ എം ഗോയിങ് ത്രൂ ദ സിലബസ് ഓഫ് CS467 മെഷീൻ ലേണിംഗ്. ഓക്കെ, ഓക്കെ, ചാറ്റ് ബോക്സിൽ അറ്റൻഡൻസ് ഇട്ടേ. ഓക്കെ, സോ this is the syllabus of machine learning, and these are the objectives. Course objectives is to introduce the methods of machine learning, to study the basics of supervised and unsupervised learning, to study the basics of connectionist and other architectures. Okay, these are the objective of this course, and the syllabus will cover these topics, and there is some expected outcome, etc. Okay, so what is the first module? Okay, so we are starting from the first module. So the first module, we can check this, we can just familiarize the syllabus at first, and in the first module we will study the basic concepts of machine learning. Okay, introduction to machine learning, examples of machine learning application, learning association, etc. Okay, so can note here. So this is the introduction to machine learning. Okay, just we will give an introduction, then various applications, okay, that are learning association. These are all applications. Learning association, classification, regression, these are all different applications of machine learning. Okay, then unsupervised learning, reinforcement learning, then supervised learning, etc. Okay, so in the first module we will start with some introduction. Okay, okay, so this is second, and this is first module, and in the second module we will study some another concept. Okay, probably approximately learning, and etc. Okay, so just to go through the syllabus. Okay, I'm starting from the first module, and we know in the previous sum itself you studied some different types of learnings. Okay, so the machine learning is a subject which deals with different types of learnings that a machine can do. Okay, so there are three types of learnings. Which are the three types of learnings? One is supervised learning, and another is unsupervised learning, and another is reinforcement learning. Okay, so these are the three types of learning methods used by a machine. Okay, used by a machine to solve a problem. Okay, so there are three types of learning. The machine learning is the subject. In the subject, or there are three types of learnings. One is supervised learning, okay, and another is unsupervised learning, and another is reinforcement learning. Okay, so by using these methods, or by using these learning methods, machine learning algorithm solves a given problem. Okay, so these are the different learnings in these are the different types of learning: supervised, unsupervised, reinforcement learning. Okay, so what is supervised learning? In the previous semester, while studying the neural network, you studied that type of learning, supervised learning. Okay, there will be two phases: the training phase and testing phase. During the training phase, what will do? We will train the we will perform training. Okay, that type of learning is called supervised learning, and another is unsupervised learning. There is no training. Okay, then another is reinforcement learning. We will discuss this topic later. Okay, so directly we are going to discuss supervised learning now. Okay, directly we are going to discuss supervised learning now. Okay, okay, so what is supervised learning concept? We are starting from the supervised learning approach. Okay, okay, okay. Anaka, okay അല്ലേ? Anaka,
Sir, okay.
okay, okay. We are starting from the supervised learning method. Okay, already I told there are three types of learning mechanism. One is supervised, and another is unsupervised, and another is reinforcement. uh, we can use these learning methods to solve different types of problem. Okay, first we are starting from the concept of supervised, then we will go to the unsupervised, then we will discuss reinforcement. Okay, so these three methods are used to solve different types of problem. Okay, these three methods used to solve different types of problems. So we are starting from the supervised learning approach. So in the supervised learning approach, there will be, already I told, it involves learning but training phase and a testing phase. Okay, this is very important point regarding the supervised learning approach. It involves, one is the learning or training phase. Okay, so in this phase we will use data, and using that data we will create a there will be a data and there will be a learning algorithm. We will give the data to the learning algorithm and perform the training. So this is the learning phase. Okay, this is learning or training phase. And after that, we will do the testing phase. Okay, so there are two phases. There are two phases. One is learning phase and testing phase. So what are the applications of supervised learning? It is used to solve these type of problems. Which are the different? It is used to solve classification problems. Okay, for example, an image is given to a system. The system wants to analyze the object in the image and want to classify different object, then that's a classification problem. Okay, for example, an image is given to a system. The system want to classify it as boy or girl. Okay, that is a classification problem. So another is prediction problem. What is prediction problem? For example, weather forecasting is an example of prediction problem. And another is learning association. Okay, that is, we will find the relationship between the data or the association between the data. Okay, so to solve these type of applications, we will use which type algorithm? Supervised learning algorithm. So already I told there are three types of methods, three types of learning. One is supervised, unsupervised reinforcement. So what is supervised means? It uses learning or training method at first. That is called the learning or training phase. Then there is a testing phase. Okay. So to solve which type of problem we can use this supervised method, we can use we can solve a classification problem, prediction problem, and learning association problem using the supervised learning approach. Okay, what is classification? Just ഒരു എക്സാമ്പിൾ പറയാമോ ആർക്കെങ്കിലും? വളരെ സിമ്പിളായ കൺസെപ്റ്റ് ആണ്. വാട്ട് ഇസ് മീൻ ബൈ ക്ലാസിഫിക്കേഷൻ? എനിവൺ? What is classification concept? Nitin Babu. What is meant by classification? ഒരു എക്സാമ്പിൾ പറയാമോ? Anyone? അനക? ഓക്കെ, അതായത് ഒരു ക്ലാസിഫിക്കേഷൻ എന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ സപ്പോസ് നിങ്ങളൊരു ഇമേജ് ഇൻപുട്ടായിട്ട് കൊടുക്കുന്നു. ഓക്കെ, നിങ്ങളിപ്പോൾ മൊബൈലിലൊരു ഫോട്ടോ എടുത്തു. ആ ഒരു ഇമേജ് ബോയ് ആണോ ഗേൾ ആണോ എന്ന് റെക്കഗ്നൈസ് ചെയ്യാം. ഇതൊരു ക്ലാസിഫിക്കേഷൻ ടാസ്ക് ആണ്. ഓക്കെ, സോ ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് ക്ലാസിഫിക്കേഷൻ. ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് ക്ലാസിഫിക്കേഷൻ. അനദർ ഈസ് സൗണ്ടിനെ ബേസ് ചെയ്തിട്ട് അതൊരു മെൻ്റെ സൗണ്ട് ആണോ വുമൻ്റെ സൗണ്ട് ആണോ എന്ന് റെക്കഗ്നൈസ് ചെയ്യുക. ദാറ്റ്സ് എ ക്ലാസിഫിക്കേഷൻ ടാസ്ക്. ഓക്കെ, നമ്മൾ ഡിസ്കസ് ചെയ്യും ക്ലാസിഫിക്കേഷൻ, ഡിഫറെൻറ്റ് ടൈപ്സ് ഓഫ് ക്ലാസിഫിക്കേഷൻ ടാസ്ക് നമ്മൾ ഡിസ്കസ് ചെയ്യും. സോ ഫോർ സോൾവിങ് ക്ലാസിഫിക്കേഷൻ പ്രോബ്ലം വി വിൽ യൂസ് എ സൂപ്പർവൈസ്ഡ് മെത്തേഡ്. ദെൻ ഫോർ സോൾവിങ് prediction problem, what is prediction problem? For example, best example is weather forecasting. Okay, so I want to predict the weather of tomorrow. That is, I want to predict the weather in the future. Okay, for another example, for example, is COVID related data analyzing and the prediction of the COVID patients in the next month. That is an example of prediction task. Okay, so for prediction related applications we will use supervised learning approach. And the last is learning association. What is learning association means? We will find the relationship between the data. There will be a lot of data. Sometimes you may be heard about the big data, etc. So a lot of data, we want to find out the relationship between the data. That is called learning association. Okay, so we will discuss in detail after some sessions. Okay, so there is a regression, separate topic is there. Okay, so for solving this type of applications, for in this type of application we will use supervised learning method. In our syllabus we want to mainly focus on the supervised algorithms. Okay, so in the last module, in the module 5 only, we want to study unsupervised learning. Okay, so in the last module, module 6 only, we want to study unsupervised learning. Other modules, that is module starting from module 3 starting from module 3, 4 and 5. 3, 4 and 5 we want to study the different supervised learning methods. You already studied one method. Which is that method in the soft computing? You studied one concept, that is neural network. Okay, neural network you already studied in the module, sorry, in soft computing. That is a type of supervised learning method. Okay, the same topic we want to study here in the module 4. Okay, so basically we want to study different supervised learning methods in our syllabus. In the last module only we want to study unsupervised learning method. So supervised learning concept is very important. So you should understand the basic concept. Okay. So now I'm moving to the concept of supervised learning approach. Okay. So what is supervised learning approach means? Already I told there are two phases. One is called the learning phase and another is called the testing phase. Okay. So in the learning phase, what will happen? In the learning phase, you can just note this diagram. Okay. Just note this diagram. This diagram is very important. Okay. This diagram is very important. Okay. So this is the basic concept. That is, in our hand, there will be a training data. Suppose I want to solve a problem, then to solve that problem, the problem related training data will be in our hand. Okay, so you can note here, this is a very important concept. And suppose this is the training data in our hand. Okay, suppose I want to solve a image recognition problem, then in my hand there will be the training data related to that problem. Okay, so there will be training data. So what is training data? We can define training data in this way. Okay, we can understand training data in this way. Training data contains instances of the object to be classified. Okay, for example, already I told for solving the classification problem. Okay, for solving the here also we are discussing about the classification. Okay, classification. So the training data consists of instances of the object to be classified. Okay, for example, okay, try to understand that concept. What is an instance? Instance means samples. Okay, so samples of the object to be classified. For example, suppose an algorithm want to classify fruits. Okay, fruits. So there will be different types of fruits. For example, apple is there, mango is there, etc. Okay, so the training data contains sample images of different objects to be classified. There will be image of apple, there will be image of orange, there will be image of bananas, etc. So this is about the training data. Suppose the problem is to classify different fruits based on the appearance, then our training data will consist of the instances of the object to be classified, samples of the object to be classified. Okay, so each instance will be in the form. So next important point is each instance will be in which form? it is a two tuple. Okay, this is also very important point. So it is a two tuple. One part is called features of the object. That is an object having some features. Okay, color, shape, etc. The features of an object. So the first part contains features of the object. Okay, features. Features means their characteristics. Okay, for example, if it is an apple or if it is an orange, then its shape is round. Okay, it's round shape. Then its color is orange. So that are the features of orange object. So the first part is called the features of the object, and the second part is called in which class that object belongs. There is a label associated with that object, that is called the output class. Okay, so in this collectively is called a training pair. Okay, this is called a training pair. So the training data consists of collection of instances of the object to be classified. Then each instance will be in the form features of the object, comma, output class. This is called a training pair. So in this way, this is about the training data. So what is training data means? It consists of the instances of the object to be classified, and each instance will be in the form two tuple. One part consists of the features. Okay, one part consists of the features of the object. What is meant by feature of an object? That is the characteristics. For example, best example is orange. Okay, so what are the features of an orange fruit? Its shape is round shape, then its color is orange. So there are two features. Color and shape are the features of orange object. Okay, so also to that object, another thing is output class. To which class there will be a label attached to this one. Okay, that is called the output class. This collectively is called the training pair. So features of the object, comma, output class collectively called training pair. So a lot of training pairs will be in the training data. So this is about the training data. And suppose this is another case. Okay, suppose we want to classify customers as high risk or low risk. So what will be the features? You can just check this point. Okay, you can note this one. Okay, suppose the problem is to classify customers as high risk or low risk. So what will be the format of the training data? On what basis I can classify the customers as high risk or low risk? Based on the income and expenditure. Okay, based on the income and expenditure, I can classify the customers as high risk or low risk. So the income and expenditure are the features of the customer, and there will be a class label attached. Okay, for example, you can note here, this is C1. This is C1. Okay. So this is C1, customer. So the training data consists of a customer name, for example, Agilsi Paul, and its income is 25, expenditure is 15,000. Then another to that a class label will be attached. That is, the class label here attached is low. Okay. Similarly, suppose second person is Ajmal. Okay. So his name will be there, then his income is there, his expenditure is there, and his class. He is a high risk or low risk, and the label is high. In this way, there will be a data set. Okay. There will be a data set in our hand. Okay. Suppose I want to classify the customers as high risk or low risk, then this will be the format of the training data, and this data will be already in our hand. Okay. So next what we will do, we will apply the training data to a supervised learning algorithm. Okay. So there will be a supervised learning algorithm. Okay. To that supervised learning algorithm, we will apply this training data in our hand. Okay. So the training or learning algorithm, what the training or learning algorithm we will do, the training or learning algorithm uses the training data and create a model. Okay. The training or learning algorithm uses the training data and create a model. So what is a model? That model correctly classifies, note this point, that model correctly classifies each instance into the corresponding output class. Okay. So this supervised learning algorithm will create a model. Okay. So model is basically a solution. Okay. Model is actually the solution. Okay. For example, we can come to the model later. Okay. Model is simply a solution. That model correctly classifies each instance used in the training into the corresponding output class. Okay. Try to understand that concept. That model, what is the property of the model? It correctly classifies each instance into the corresponding output class. ഓക്കെ, അതായത് നമ്മൾ ട്രെയിനിങ്ങിന് വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് ഡാറ്റ യൂസ് ചെയ്തിട്ടാണ് മോഡൽ ഉണ്ടാക്കുന്നത്. അപ്പോൾ ഈ മോഡൽ ഉണ്ടാക്കി കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ഈ മോഡൽ എന്ത് ചെയ്യണം? നമ്മൾ ട്രെയിനിങ്ങിന് യൂസ് ചെയ്ത എല്ലാ ഇൻസ്റ്റൻസിനും എന്ത് ചെയ്യണം? കറക്റ്റായിട്ട് ക്ലാസിഫൈ ചെയ്യണം. ഓക്കെ, അതായത് ഓക്കെ, ആ കൺസെപ്റ്റ് മനസ്സിലാക്കും. സോ ദിസ് ഈസ് അബൌട്ട് ദ മോഡൽ. സോ ദിസ് ട്രെയിനിങ് അൽഗോരിതം വിൽ ക്രിയേറ്റ് എ മോഡൽ ആൻഡ് ഇറ്റ് കറക്റ്റ്ലി that this is the feature of a model, correctly classifies each instance into the corresponding output class. Okay, so my question is, which are the different training algorithms we can use? Already in the soft computing we studied about the neural network. Okay, which are the different training algorithm used is there? That is, we can use artificial neural network. And in the artificial neural network, you studied about back propagation learning. Okay, just recall our previous semester elective subject, S5 elective subject. In that subject, we studied what is an artificial neural network, how the learning is performed, which are the different learning algorithms, etc. Just to recall, back propagation learning. Okay, back propagation learning algorithm is there. Perceptron learning algorithms is there. So different learning algorithms are there that is related to the artificial neural network. Okay, so another algorithm is decision tree algorithm. Okay, decision tree algorithm. This all we want to study in our syllabus. Okay, Next is the support vector machine, SVM. This also we want to study. Okay. The last is a Bayesian classifier. Okay. So in the, I'm just going to the syllabus here. You can note, you can note here Bayesian classifier. Okay. Bayesian classifier is a supervised learning algorithm that we want to study in module 3. Decision tree. This is a supervised learning algorithm. Then neural network. This is a supervised learning algorithm. Okay. Then support vector machine in the module 5. It is also a supervised learning algorithm. Okay. And in addition, there will be hidden Markov models. This is also a supervised learning algorithm for solving time. Sorry. Okay. So just to be familiar with the concept. So there will be a supervised learning algorithm. We will give the training data to the supervised learning algorithm, and the supervised learning algorithm will create a model. That model correctly classify each instance into the corresponding output class, which are the different training algorithms. Neural network related training algorithm, for example, backpropagation, perceptron learning algorithm, etc. will be there. Decision tree learning algorithm is there. Support vector machine learning algorithm is there. Bayesian classifier learning algorithm is there, etc. Okay. So this is about the supervised learning algorithm. Then a model will be created. So you can note here, suppose you are using a neural network. In the S5, you studied about the neural network architectures. So if you are using a neural network learning algorithm, then what will be the model of the output? It will be a neural network model. So what is a neural network? It consists of collection of neurons. Okay. Collection of neurons arranged in layers. That is about the neural network, artificial neural network. So a collection of neurons will be in the model. Okay. So if you are using a decision tree, what will be the model? It will be a tree-like structure. Okay, it will be a tree-like structure, and that tree, you know already what is a tree: tree, binary search tree, etc. Different trees are there. Okay, AVL tree. So the output will be a, or the model will be a tree. That tree will perform classification, etc. So if you are using an SVM, what is an SVM? SVM is a support vector machine. So if you are using an SVM, then what should be the model? You can note here, it is interesting. It is a line or plane. Okay. So it is a line or plane. Okay. Line or plane will be the model. Okay. Okay. System stuck. Okay. So this is about the model. So the concept is that if you are using different learning algorithm, the model will be different. If you are using a neural network based supervised learning algorithm, then the output or model consists of collection of neurons. And if you are using a decision tree learning algorithm, then it will be a tree like structure. If you are using an SVM, it will be line or plane. Okay, line or plane. We will discuss in detail SVM in the next modules. Okay, so this is about the model. And okay, 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 we can discuss. Okay, 1 minute. It is stuck. Okay, system got stuck. Okay. Okay, we can discuss it in the next class. Okay, already time also over. Okay, please give your attendance in the chat box. Okay, already most of them given. Please give it in the chat box. Okay. Okay, thank you.